Ready? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That was so pathetic. Hey guys.
Hey.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Caitlin.
And we are your best friends.
And today we're going to be telling you why you don't have any friends.
I'm so excited for this one because I just don't think you're going to be expecting where we're going, because it's going to be better than you're expecting, and it's going to be kinder and gentler to your heart than you're expecting as well. Don't worry. We always want to just speak life and give you the best advice that's out there, the most wholesome advice for you to have a good, wholesome, joy-filled life.
This is definitely a new thing for the younger generation, and you might be surprised the real reason why you don't have friends. So stay tuned with that. Please subscribe to our channel if you are watching this and become a part of our friend group, and follow us on Instagram, Sarah and Caitlin, formerly your best friends fam,
Formerly.
to keep up with our life and watch fun reels and get some joy on your Instagram feed.
Yeah. So what is this video about?
What is it about?
Yeah.
What we just said.
I'm just getting us started.
The real reason why most of you guys don't have friends is because you are deceived into thinking that you do have friends, or that you're getting social time because of social media, because you can stay connected with people that you knew 5 years ago, and because you have a phone. And Sarah has a really cool test that she came up with before we filmed this.
So this is kind of hardcore, but we gotta stop being so sensitive. Like, if you get offended by sentences, you gotta work on something. So get tough on this channel. But it's just, if you don't have at least 2 friends in your town that you hang out with, you really don't have friends, no matter how many people you have on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. If you don't have at least 2 people in your town that you can hang out with in a week.
In real life.
In real life.
Really hang out with.
You really don't have friends. Like, we can take the technical term. You have friends that you FaceTime and all those things, but you actually don't have friends. There was a time when we didn't have phones, and all there was who was in your town. That's who your friends were. So this video idea came up because we're conversing about friendships, and we're talking about these kind of like annoying pet peeves that some people can come off as needy and random stuff, and we end up getting into the topic of how deceived we're becoming by thinking that social media is replacing our social time. And how powerful would it possibly be if we started, before ever subscribing pills for somebody who's struggling, we started subscribing friendships and socialization in real life. Every kid's got phones, and every kid's on those phones, and I think equally we're seeing a trend in kids hanging out less and less in real life. You know that feeling when you're like, you've been on FaceTime with somebody for a while, or you've been DMing for a while, and then somebody has to go, and you get off your phone, and it kind of is like sad, empty, and you feel alone? You just don't ever want to get off that FaceTime because then you're alone. And that lonely feeling, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think that's coming from us being deceived and thinking that time on our phone is fulfilling. And that's not enough. God didn't create us with cell phones. God created us with other human beings.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna say, is we were not made to be socially charged from texting, from FaceTime. God didn't create us that way to get what we need. No matter whether you think you're a shy person, or you think you're an outgoing person, or you think you don't need friends, scientific studies have proven that not being around people, socializing in real life, you will live a shorter life, and you are more likely to struggle with mental illnesses, because God did create your body to receive hormones from being around people. We're not a species that's created to be alone. Doesn't matter how introverted, shy, how independent you are. You think because you have, let's say you have 5 people that you're doing a snap streak with, and then you have friends from another state that you get to FaceTime all the time, and you get to interact with people all the time. And that's why we gave the test in the beginning, because those people can be your friends, as in, yes, you don't not like them, but they're not going to give you the social charge that you're actually needing. If 90% of your week you're realizing is not at least one day a week being around other people, doesn't matter if it's not the most like amazing, deep hangout, like best friendship like we have. If you're not getting around other people, you're lacking social time. FaceTime and Instagram and texting is literally only meant to be a supplement to help you be connected. And it's a wonderful tool when it's used in moderation, but not when it's deceiving us into thinking that we have friends, and now you end up being sad and you feel lonely and you're crying at night and you don't know why you feel so lonely. Maybe you feel lonely because you actually are lonely. Even though you're Snapchatting, you're not interacting with people. It doesn't count the way that you think that it does. If you're not getting time in real life with real people, you need to make an effort to do that, even if it's just like once a week, going to a random hometown club or sport or something like that, signing up for something. That real life interaction time will help you more than anything else.
Yeah, or doing like a pizza night on Friday after school with friends. You know, you just invite like 4 friends to somebody's house, you guys order pizza, and you watch a movie and you eat pizza. I would quickly like to go in and add in as much as possible what this could look like in middle school, high school, college, and after college. I think that'd be helpful because depending on the age range, like, is gonna differ on what kind of socialization we're even talking about. So middle schoolers, you guys don't have to be obsessed right now with deep conversations. In middle school, you wanna just be focused on having good friends. I mean, so long as they're not the friends who are doing drugs and having sex with people, because that's not who we wanna like be the closest with, because odds are we're gonna head that way. So in middle school, you just start inviting good friends into your life and you start doing random fun hangouts. If it's girls, you guys do makeup nights, random fun nights together in real life. And if you're guys, you do skating together, sports together, or whatever. I suggest not just video gaming together. I mean, how beautiful it is to be with another human being. You have their attention, you guys are really together in real life. Why spend that time being on a phone or playing video games together? So in middle school, just have fun together and be together, because you guys could be friends for a lifetime through creating these fun middle school memories. And then in high school, kind of the same thing. Have fun with each other. Now is the age where you guys are going to start thinking about college or what you do after high school. So there's going to be deeper conversations involved, I would hope, to where you guys are talking about like, well, what do we want to do after high school? And why are we doing the things that we're doing? And, you know, who do we dream of becoming? You want to kind of start initiating those conversations. But even in high school, go to your school events. Go make your own events if nothing's going on right now. We would love for you like 2 times a week to be with human beings, not on your phone. You deserve to have socialization time with friends, and don't let these phones deceive you into thinking that's gonna satisfy you. I even get so sad after being so much on this phone, and it's like I just spent 3 hours and none of those 3 hours went towards genuine fulfillment. It actually was just buffering for my numb and like loneliness and stuff. And then in college, you guys do the same thing in high school and you meet new friends and you're hanging out together. But I will say college and after college, last thing that I'll add into this like specific portion is phone calls and FaceTimes and stuff like that. As you know, we're becoming adults, we have to realize our friends and people, they're getting busier and life is going on. There's a season for everything. And I remember one time you learned this, is people come into our lives for seasons and then they leave sometimes. Don't be the friend who is obsessed over somebody who it's time for them to move on into a busier season in life. Don't be the friend who's like, you never talk to me anymore. You never this anymore. Be a secure person who's happy for the person who's getting an internship, who's busy. We cannot be phone calling our old friends all the time and catching up, because all of us are doing our best to like move forward, to have fun. And so if you're finding that none of your college friends or your high school friends are down to talk anymore, maybe it's a reminder for you that it's time to start getting plugged into places in real life in your town. We cannot rely on our past friends, who are still our friends, for phone calls and updates and FaceTime updates, because it's very exhausting to do this technology stuff. You know, it might be time for you to embrace, I think this is a new season where I might have to push myself to enter into new doors and start meeting more people in real life.
It could be as simple as going to your church and signing up for a small group that meets once a week with people your age, and maybe people in that small group They're immediately off the bat, you like some of them, but they're not your deepest, most amazing friends. But you know what? You're around people and you have a good time. We're such doers in life over complicating things and then never doing them. So if all you can do is just go to a church and sign up for a little group, then that's gonna help you immensely. Take our tips. We have tips on how to build deep friendships, and we can plug in those videos below or up in the card thing. We have so much advice on once you're meeting people, how to get deep friendships, but you have to be in real life if you want those types of friends. So don't even put pressure on that. So long as you're getting out there and you're just around people. I saw this a lot around high school, but I'm sure it happens in college too. Everyone starts getting boyfriends or girlfriends if you're a guy watching this video. But for me, all my girls would start getting boyfriends, and some people don't have parents that really restrict the amount of time that they're hanging out with the boyfriend, or maybe they're sneaking around or something, and the boyfriend turns into your whole life, and you're having sleepovers on sleepovers. You're spending so much time with your boyfriend, on the phone with your boyfriend, every day after school, going to his house, and you kind of drop off and stop talking to your friends, or just honestly not putting in an effort for girlfriends because you're just so obsessed, or maybe just like the comfort of being around that boyfriend. I've just seen that happen so many times. And then those girls, like their boyfriends would break up with them, or they'd go through something, and then they're back to texting me again and want to hang out, in and out. Once they're single, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go have friends now. And I just say that to say, if that's you, a boyfriend or a girlfriend is not going to fill the social need that you have. And it's going to be very unhealthy if you're getting all your social time and interaction from just that one person of the opposite sex. It's just not going to fulfill you. It's going to put too much pressure on them as a person. You're likely going to be tempted to give up yourself in a lot of ways because you're just putting so much into them. And then you'll realize you're not pursuing your friends that much because you were spending all that time with the boyfriend. So I've seen that firsthand, and I probably even struggled with it in some ways for myself. Don't get all wrapped up in a relationship and then wonder, why am I so lonely even though I have this person? And don't play the victim. Like, nobody talks to me anymore. Once I got a boyfriend, all my friends just left me in the dust. Like, maybe it was you that was very distracted and limiting yourself.
The solution could be have them in your friend group.
Yeah.
And if they don't want that, break up with them. Like, really, I'm done playing games. It's always ends in destruction if you have a partner who it has to be just you two.
It's not healthy.
No, that's not healthy at all. Okay, maybe it works for you guys for the next 4 years, but just let me know how it goes 20 years down the line. The beautiful thing is Kaylin's not saying don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but like if they're the only person you're hanging out with, we gotta check you. Have them in your friend group where you guys are constantly with a lot of people, like group hangouts, and limited amount of alone time, or break up. Or, well, before breaking up, have a conversation first. See if they're down.
But if they're not down.
If they're not down, break up. Or stay. But if you stay, it's likely it's because of an insecurity, or you're just scared to be alone. And I would love for us to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because like we said, we're all about it in this channel. Having a fulfilling life, not a perfect life, but a fulfilling, good life, which a lot of us do not have anymore because we're being deceived in many ways, one of them being social media. So I'm grateful you brought up that point, because that is such a big role as well into the friendships and stuff in the big picture.
Yeah, exactly. And it is a very big red flag if they don't want to hang around other people with you. That just...
Dating advice.
Random dating advice. Red flag.
Yeah, honestly, you guys, like, I'm being honest, a lot of us nowadays need more just cutthroat advice more than ever, because I think we're hearing so much watery advice that when I hear watery advice nowadays, it's like, can you just pick a side?
Exactly.
Like, tell me to do this or tell me not to. It's difficult. We all now don't want to step on toes. We had heard a conversation from a woman, and it was all about sex and all of the how it starts with hand holding and everything in between until you hit that home run. And she told us the devastation that comes with every phase and all these things before marriage. And when I was listening, I was like, she's so cutthroat. She doesn't care about how it's sounding, because why should you ever apologize for the truth? And so I think that that's what we're trying to do in this video as well. And at least me personally, because sometimes I want to be liked, I'm trying to just give it to you straight. Just wanted to randomly say that.
This randomly came to mind too. The other reason that you might not have friends is just that when we talk about this in our video, how to upgrade from shallow to deep friendships, so watch that, but you're not actually pursuing friendships and you wait on other people to reach out to you to hang out, to send them a nice text, to ask them to go do something. Just saying, if you're constantly waiting on people to be your friend, you're not gonna have any friends. Watch that video and learn how to pursue friends, just like we're supposed to pursue boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. You're supposed to pursue friendships too. Switch your mindset from people need to reach out to me to I'm gonna reach out to people, and that will help you a lot, because a lot of the times we just get sad like nobody likes me, but you just aren't doing anything.
Yeah, and then the vice versa is that you're that person who's constantly low-key annoying everybody by phone calling them. But you said this a few minutes ago, the simple thing, you don't need to take all of our tips and pieces of advice. We just want you to be with people in real life, good people, in your church, at your school, club events, sports. We just want you to be with people. And so think about it in the simplest terms. If you're phone calling, just do your best to phone call to hang out in real life. Like the end goal is to hang out in real life. Yeah. Conversations on FaceTime or phone call, they're supplemental, meaning they should supplement when you guys are in person.
Yeah.
But if that's that's what you rely on and that's your source of socialization, it's gonna leave you high and dry, because just since the beginning of time, like the way that we were all together was through meals and hanging out together and family events. That's how it's been for generations in Italy, you know, like that's a big thing, is it's like the meals and the family, and that's what we need back, is those kinds of things. I do think it would be cool if parents started pushing their kids again into like socializing and just having the kids go to more things, even if you were scared or nervous at first. So I do know that it might be having to be you guys to push yourselves nowadays, but that is what it is.
I was gonna say with the FaceTime thing, constantly calling and stuff, that is a really good point. I think the last thing I'll say, because to me, the constant FaceTiming or like want to be on the phone with people for hours, it has no end goal. The end goal should be that you hang out with someone in person, that you're with them. If you also don't even have a goal for why you're calling people or why you're reaching out to people, you just like, they're your friend and it's whatever, it's time to think like, okay, my goal is I want people to be around with in real life, and the phone calls and stuff, let's not be purposeless with how we're using our phone. That's the point. Like, what's the point of a snap streak? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I'm just saying literally, what is the point of having a snap streak? There technically is no goal. It's not gonna get you
it's like that
anywhere. Game. Yeah, it's like
that fish game. What's that fish game that was so popular? Where you were supposed to jump?
Flappy Bird? A bird game?
A bird. That's like what it is.
Yeah.
Just, in the big picture, you die and you restart. That's it.
It's extremely pointless. I mean, I think Snapchat is the best example I could think of right now, but also just like texting people, just to text them. Why don't you have a goal for where you want to go? And your goal should be, we're giving you it clear cut. Your goal should be that you want to hang out with people in person in real life. So your conversations are not going to be 3 hours on the phone for no reason, if that's your goal, because your goal is going to be 3 hours in person with a reason. So that's the last thing I'll say on this.
And you never know who needs you to hang out with them.
Yeah.
You never know if one of your friends is, or one person at school that you were thinking about hanging out with, if right now their home life is so difficult and they're just needing a friend, a relief from what their home is like. You don't know who you could be blessing, because this video makes you realize this phone is like Flappy Bird. It really is like
so true.
It's pointless. Like it gets me nowhere in fulfillment.
Yeah.
And there could be somebody who's just needing you right now. You not having friends right now could be the biggest blessing to somebody else, because it gets you to start being intentional and hanging out. And I do want to add that perspective as well, because not all of us are blessed to have the things we have, know the things that we know, and have the personalities we have. And there could always be a friend who you never know, 5 years down the line, you saved their life because you wanted to be with them in person. Yeah, that is good. I think that's from the Lord because I didn't even have that on my mind.
Yep.
No, it is from the Lord. Okay, well, that's what I got.
That's what I got.
We
Get
love
out
you.
there.
Yeah, get out there. Go get them, Tiger.
We made a Reels.
We made a Reels.
We'll plug it in, okay? It relates.
Yes. So we love you guys so much. We're here for you. Email us if you would like to. Website is yourbestfriends.org if you want to see why we even have the YouTube channel. Subscribe, please subscribe, and comment down below what you're thinking. But we do this because we care about you. We want you to have a good life. Don't forget that. And all that we said, we want you to have a good life.
Yeah.
Trust us. This world, they don't know how to give you the good life that you actually want. Or else you'd have it by now. But okay, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Cut the rant. Okay, love you guys. See you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.